How Ohio maintains its voter registration rolls has been under legal attack for more than a year. The end may be in a case before the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ohio State House newsroom reporter Jason Aubrey sat down with Secretary of State Jon Husted to talk about that problem.
For decades, Ohio has maintained its voter rolls the same way under both Democrat and Republican leadership. If you use the U.S. Postal Service's change of address form or are convicted of a felony or file a death certificate, appropriate action can be taken to adjust the voter's registration to prevent fraud. However, there is another way that voters can be removed from the rolls that some say is illegal.
If you want voters to trust your elections, you've got to prove to them that you're doing everything that you possibly can to make sure that fraud doesn't occur.
And federal law requires states to maintain accurate voter rolls. To comply, states remove people from the rolls that are ineligible to vote. For the most part, how Ohio does this is undisputed, except for what's called the supplemental process. Here's how it works. If a registered voter does not vote for 2 years, a letter is sent to them to find out if they're still alive and living at the address. If the voter does not respond to the letter, they're given 4 additional years to vote or interact with election officials. After the 6 total years goes by without any action by the voter, the state assumes they have moved or died and removes the person from the rolls.
You don't lose your right to vote, ever. You just need to exercise that right to vote. You maintain yourself on the voter rolls by actually voting. But there has to be some standard whereby we say you can't just register and be on the rolls forever if you don't vote. Because if you did that, we would have more voters on the rolls than we have adults in every county in the state.
Opponents say the process removes people simply because they haven't voted, something expressly prohibited by federal law. But Husted says there are exceptions to that provision, and the process follows them.
You may not like the process. You may think 6 years isn't long enough. You want to make it 8 years. But the bottom line is, it's the law.
That law is being challenged. This October, the U.S. Supreme Court will hear arguments over the legality of the supplemental process.
I hope that the court will see what we've done is in accordance with all of our laws, following that process to maintain that balance between making it easy to vote and hard to cheat.
The first time Ohio's process was challenged, the district court ruled in favor of Ohio. The appeals court overturned that ruling, however, with a split decision. Now, the justices in Washington will have the final say. In the State House, Jason Aubrey, WKBN 27 First News.